So I am back at Adams Gap, getting ready to start section 6 with my good friend Evan. We went to high school together, and we're excited to catch up on this trail a little bit. We're just going to do section 6. We already dropped a vehicle at Cheehaw State Park, and yeah, should be a lot of fun. We got to get on trail though, so we can get a campsite before dark. So it is getting late in the day. We got nice, pretty orange sun lighting up the forest. And we are still probably half a mile or so from our planned campsite. But hopefully we can get everything set up, get the bear bag hung, and get our food started and tent up and stuff before it gets dark. I think we still have at least another half an hour or so of daylight. So yeah, should be good. So we just had one of the biggest climbs, probably the biggest climb that I've done on the Pinhoti. I thought day one at Flag Mountain was wouldn't see anything more than that, but you can see the views behind me, and we're still a little ways down from the ridge. So we got a little more climbing to do, but it was just there's so many boulders and rocks that they couldn't do switchbacks. So it was just straight up 45 degrees walking. I'll show you in this picture of it with Ev. She's probably 20 feet ahead of me on the trail, but 20 feet higher than me in elevation. It's just that steep. So this section of trail is just gorgeous. There's really cool rock formations and beautiful flowers. Awesome views anytime the vegetation clears enough to see. We've been just having vultures swoop right over us, and some that we can actually look down on. The trail's tough. It has definitely been one of the most challenging sections that I've done, but it's very full of rewards too. Good morning. So I'm having my coffee. I am making Evan work. She's taking down the tent. Yeah, we found a nice little camp spot. It wasn't labeled on Gut Hook as having any water, but actually because of the rains this week, I was able to follow a little water trail down and find some water. There's kind of like a seep full of ferns, and water comes in and out of the ground, so it was actually flowing water, not just puddles, which was nice. And that meant that I get to have coffee, and we had mac and cheese for breakfast. Yes, mac and cheese for breakfast. Evan's not a traditional breakfast eater, so I left my oatmeal at home, and well, I'll give it a try. It's been a really fun trip so far. Yesterday was rough. We did a little over 6 miles, but they were rocky, scrambly miles, like overgrown trail in the wilderness area, just because of full sun. And in wilderness areas you can't have mechanized equipment, so it's harder for trail crews to get in and clean up debris and stuff. It wasn't anything unmanageable by any means. No quarter-mile stretches of climbing over storm damage, but it was, definitely wilderness. So it was a really fun day. It was a tiring day, so we camped a little earlier than we planned to, which means we've got about 4 to 4.5 miles back to the car today. And yeah, Evan's just being a trooper, going along with all of this. She hadn't done anything like this, I think, since we were in high school. We used to do this kind of stuff a lot, and she still hikes, but this is, she's really being a trooper. So I've always heard about the Plain and the Cheehaw National Forest, or Cheehaw Wilderness. It's actually just outside of the wilderness, but anyway, this is all that's left. I was expecting a little more of a plain, but I think this crashed back in the 70s. When it got real foggy, apparently plains would struggle through this mountain section a lot, because this is the highest mountain range in our state and one of the highest in this region. So yeah, plane crash. I'm doing this little quarter-mile walk out to Medill Overlook. It's supposed to be really pretty, but Evan had a rough day yesterday with her ankles over all those rocks. Hopefully I'll get some really pretty pictures to share with her and y'all from the Overlook. So I knew those few little parts did not seem like enough airplane wreckage. Behind me is the rest. So this is Medill Overlook. It's this huge rock outcropping with just like a phenomenal view of the ridgeline that we walked yesterday. So right behind me is the ridgeline that we walked, like all the way down and kind of curved around. So basically like those peaks straight behind me is where we started our trip. Down at the bottom of that, might I add. We had to climb up it, but it's been awesome. I've really enjoyed it. I definitely have been keeping a slower pace than I normally would, but that's been kind of nice too, because it meant I got to have campfires at night and a lot of time catching up with an old friend. So I highly recommend this section. It's been one of the prettiest sections of the Pinhoti that I've done thus far. I love this trail. Like, I think when I'm done, I'll probably hike it again. And I'll definitely bring friends and family out for many more trips to sections of the Pinhoti over the years to come, because of this, like, it's just pretty awesome. So McDill points out like kind of like a just jagged outcropping, and off to the side of the main overlook I noticed another little trail, so I came to check it out. And I actually think it has an even better view, definitely like more of a panoramic view. It's just a really cool place. There's all sorts of campsites sprinkled along the point too. So we are just over a mile from the car. Actually had a little bit shorter hiking today than I expected. My math was bad, but it's been a nice hike. Really enjoyed this day. It's been really pretty and not too strenuous. We just met a really nice couple who has spent their whole life hiking together, and they've mostly hiked out west, but they're starting to enjoy Alabama the Beautiful and everything that it has to offer. So it's a wonderful state. Pinhoti is a great way to experience the beauties that our state has to offer, and you get lots of views like what you see behind me. So definitely come check it out. Okay, so Evan and I just split ways. She was taking a shortcut, direct trail back to the parking area, and I am going to complete the rest of this section of the Pinhoti, the rest of section 6, and then take like a slightly longer route back to the car, just so I don't have to come back and, I can have fully completed this section, don't have to come back and redo like the last quarter mile. Yeah, but we've had an awesome trip, and I highly recommend this section. I think it has been my favorite section of the trail so far. And that may have just been because I slowed down and took it at a easier pace and really enjoyed it more. But it was also just super pretty. Lots of amazing views, beautiful rock formations, several wildflowers blooming right now, so it's been awesome. Okay, I am at mile 85 of the Pinhoti and the end of section 6.